It is kind of a cloudy day. The crows are really freaking out everywhere. I don't know why. I want to make some soup, so I'm going to harvest a bunch of greens here. There's all different kinds. They're kind of disappearing here in the weeds. So my sweet corn here is ready. They're going to go inside and make something. There's a cat over there. I have my greens all washed here. I have my corn all washed and cleaned up. See my purple sweet corn. This one here is really nice and purple. I've been growing this for about 3 years, maybe 4 years, and I keep saving the seed of the darkest one until I can get a variety that's really, really dark like this in every single one that I grow. But it's really, really good corn. I really love the way it tastes. It's not like anything I can get in the stores. But see, it's different colors. Some of them are a lot more purple than others. It's also kind of like spiny. I don't know if you can see the tips there. The tops are all really thorny, I guess to keep caterpillars and things from being able to crawl down into the cob. I just think that's really interesting. The thing I need to do is get some beans going though, because I want to add 3 cups of beans to this. Let's cook these in my Instant Pot and then drain and rinse them, and then I'll put them in my soup. My beans are cooking. I'm going to take all the kernels off the cob here and set them aside. Beans are now done. I need to drain them and rinse them. I like to rinse them to get off the excess starch. I think it makes them easier to digest. I have all the stems here in my blender. That's because I want to blend them up just so they're easier to eat, and for the enzymes. With the garlic, a few of the onions, and some of the greens too. I want to preserve the enzymes and use them, so I'll blend them up and then let them sit for about 15 minutes before I heat with them, just because heat will destroy the enzymes. So I want them to do their work and convert into other chemicals that are heat stable, and then cook with them to get the maximum benefit from my greens. Pour in a little beef broth to chop it up. Add a large portion of the greens here to it. Green, that is. I'm just going to pour it in a bowl and set it aside for about a half an hour, 20 minutes, something like that, before I start to cook with it. Same thing with the garlic and some of the onions. So this just helps form chemicals that are unstable, that heat breaks down. Let them form before I add them to the heat. Broth and carrots, just for luck. Just blend it all together and let it sit for about 15, 20 minutes, something like that, before you use it. Put that in here with the greens and let it sit for a bit. Go ahead and get started with my soup. Using the oil, so they're just in here with a little bit of water, and I'll just move them around and then put the broth in if they start to stick. A lot of the water is dried up and you can tell they're a little bit soft. I'm going to add the onions, and then I think I'll add some more broth just so they don't stick. I'll just stir this around until they cook down a little bit and get a little soft. The greens, I'm just shredding them up with my hands and dropping them in here. Just tearing them into little pieces. I have the rest of my broth and probably 4 cups of water. That's definitely not going to be enough water. I'm going to go ahead and add another 4 cups. Just stir this around here. Wait for this to come up to a simmer. I'm going to add a little black pepper. Add some salt. If this starts to boil, I'll add the beans and the corn, and then I can dump in the pureed greens. It's time to drop the beans in. Corn now too. The corn is so cool looking. Starting to simmer, it looks good. I'm going to pour in the pureed mix. I'm just going to turn off the heat, cover it, and let it sit for probably about 10-15 minutes, and then I'll try it out. Get a bite here. That's really good. Thanks for stopping by.